You're plugged into Schaumburg Speaks, a podcast highlighting and celebrating local businesses and community in the Schaumburg area.
Hello and welcome to Schaumburg Speaks, plugging into business and community in Schaumburg. Brought to you by the Schaumburg Business Association and Ian Ryan Interactive. I'm your host, Andrea Bewer, the president of the association. And as you know, we're all about connecting local business and community. I'm absolutely thrilled to have Patrick Panayotov here with us today. Patrick is a partner at Proceed Innovative LLC and also our 2024 Schaumburg Business Association Chamber Board Chair and a true friend to everyone he meets at the Schaumburg Business Association. Now, I know a lot of our listeners know Patrick from his years of dedication to the community, but let me give a quick shout out to those who might be meeting him for the first time. Patrick kicked off his journey with Proceed Innovative back in 2011 as a data analyst intern, and fast forward to today, he's bridging the gap between online opportunities and real-world business growth for local businesses and what drives digital success. It's been quite a ride for Patrick at SBA. He immersed himself in the association on his very first day with Proceed in 2018. And since then, he's taken on roles including leading the ambassador program and rebooting the Young Professionals Group. And finally, we are so lucky he took the helm as the Chamber Board Chairman in 2024. And I actually had the opportunity to witness him present an AI to a packed-filled audience room of eager SBA members. And let me tell you, he blew us all away with all your information. Welcome, Patrick.
Thank you, Andrea. Super excited to be here and be part of this new podcast to inform the community about Schaumburg and what's going on.
And I could tell you, obviously, as a new Chamber Board president, I had the opportunity of getting to know Patrick during the interview process. And one thing that he talked about is he always wanted the Chamber to have a podcast. And here we are, actually being one of our first guests on here. So this is super exciting.
It's super exciting. And I feel like it's a great way to get the message out to the community, help people, if they're commuting to or from Schaumburg, learn a little bit more about what's going on here in a direct, personalized approach.
Okay, so I told everybody the background with Proceed and the background with SBA. Let's kick things off on a fun note and give me a little fun facts about yourself that our listeners and the people that know you through the association might not know.
Great question. We'll start off with some fun facts around the business. So my parents have always been entrepreneurs and they started a few businesses. Proceed Innovative, my mom actually started in 2008. So that experience being an intern early on was high school and college. Like I'm big in Excel, big in being able to manage finances. And that was just some at-home internship in terms of, hey, can you organize this business Excel sheet or this P&L? And I went to the University of Illinois for a finance and marketing degree and always joke with my mom.
Finance and marketing.
Finance and marketing. They're important. And I was always joking about how we could use it off as a write-off for the business because technically it was an investment in managing a marketing and finance business.
And then you could help your family business grow. That's just amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that. So you mentioned Proceed Innovative. What makes your company, even though I know the answer in the short time I've gotten to know you, but what truly makes Proceed Innovative so special?
What makes it special is our understanding that businesses that work with us need and are looking for results from their digital marketing. It's not just, I want to invest in something that might get me 1,000 impressions, but
what does that mean?
What does that mean? So it's actually diving in and looking at it from our perspective. We've been in the local business community since 2008. We're 18 people. We've kind of built our business and built out our office space twice now, and we understand what works and what doesn't for businesses, and working with businesses and actually diving into when they invest in us, what kind of results they're driving. Because every business owner I talk to, I love learning about their business and then also seeing that journey when we work with them for a decade as their business evolves from the work that we're doing, they can grow and achieve more and focus on the things that they do best, which for a lot of business owners
is not digital marketing.
No, it's not managing their website or keeping up with Google's trends or now ChatGPT search engines, but they trust companies like us to make sure that's managed well for them and maintained. Even the basics of a lot of businesses still struggle with, is their website usable on a mobile device, where in this day and age that can be losing you a tremendous amount of business.
And they think it might be, but maybe it's just not user friendly like they think.
Yeah, and it's a reflection of the business you're going to reach out to. If they're doing multi-million-dollar projects or even a couple of $1,000 kitchen renovation, but their website doesn't work, how many people would use that as a reflection of like, can I trust this
company?
Yeah.
So hiring a company, I mean, and I could tell you all lead by example. You truly become extensions of these businesses that you're supporting, and I've seen it firsthand, and it's truly magic that you guys are creating at Foreseen Innovative.
Thank you, Andrea.
So first of all, I want to extend our heartfelt appreciation for your dedicated service to the Chamber. I know not only do you have this wonderful company that you and your family have developed here, but you also, what I've seen in the short term that I've known you, realize the value of volunteering and giving back to the local business community, and what you're giving, I could tell you're getting. So you've been immersed in the Chamber for over a decade, which is quite an achievement, because sometimes people join a chamber and they end up, saying, I'm not getting business after a year, and they don't continue. What drives this commitment to the Schaumburg Business Association?
So looking back, when I was in college, there's classes and there's the people you meet and the network and community you create. So you meet new people, and that's, in my belief, the true value of going to college is meeting new people, new personalities, new ways of thinking, which you wouldn't have gotten if you didn't go. And you build out that lifelong support network. And in the same way, when you join the SBA and join the Schaumburg community, the SBA allows you to meet new businesses, new ways of thinking, and it's all local, which is incredible. And the longer I've been a part of the SBA, the more I've realized you meet these business owners where you hear what they're doing, and it's right here in your backyard, and there's no way not to feel motivated about the business and the growth happening in Schaumburg. It's easy to be disconnected with, you watch the news and some company does something new and interesting and innovative, but
I'll try that. But
you're like, this is in Austin, Texas, or California, like Silicon Valley. You got New York as the financial center of the world, quote unquote, but then you realize there's these companies in Schaumburg that are on the forefront of financial management.
They're doing part of the chamber.
That are part of the chamber. And you could pick these business owners' minds, or just get to meet them or meet the people that are within the business and realize, hey, what are you doing? How are you building this in our community, which is just incredible. And you mentioned this, where we did join the chamber in 2007, and my business partner joined the chamber because, for full transparency, her business lawyer was like, you should join the Chamber of Commerce, and she paid the $200 at the time and became a part of the chamber. And then she wasn't really active in a lot of the events for maybe half a decade. So when I joined, she felt like that was a good way for us to evolve
and to start.
And it's good to hear, if you've joined the chamber, if you're part of the SBA, or if you're listening to this and you're thinking, should I join? And what if I don't join right away or don't attend events right? And it's okay. When the time is right, you'll know and you'll attend events, but that investment at least allows you to be a part of the SBA, so businesses can find you, work with you, and you can at least get to start knowing the local community.
So it sounds like the first step for you was joining. So let's dig into the essence of your involvement and your community involvement. How can a local business, and even those across the nation that are thinking of joining a Chamber of Commerce, how could they harness and get the most out of it, like, from your opinion? So you joined, and what was your next step?
So I have been known as a KPI focuser. I love numbers, and I love if we're going to do something, let's attach some results to it, and then that way it's measurable. It's easy to follow. So
you started that just with that goal, setting those goals.
Yes,
at first.
and that's, if I was any business, I would say set your intention. So the SBA has 4 to 6 events every month. Let's say you want to attend half of them. That's easy to do. 3 events a month is your goal. At those events, when you join, your goal, my goal, was personally meet 3 new people, which at the beginning was super easy because everybody was new. And then you go to events consistently, and then you end up not meeting everybody that you're supposed to. And then every new person, now you're looking for the 3 new faces in the room every time, which makes it more interesting. And
okay, so diving down a little bit more. So if there was top 5 things that they should do? First, what you're saying is go to an event, set a goal, and meet people.
Yes.
Just go out
just
there.
Go to events, meet people, be consistent. So if you can only make it to one event a month, go to one event a month. But for sure, go. And meet new people. Invite them to coffee. My favorite thing to do at SBA events is inviting people to coffee and either having them come see our office or going to see their business and understanding, okay, if it's a local manufacturer, show me what you're doing. Let me understand, because we might not work together right away, but people might need you. And it's a lot easier when somebody needs something. You never know who they know. And it just evolves from there. So it feels overwhelming at first, but just some consistency toward, I'm going to meet people. I'm going to be intentional with going to events. Pick the events you like. Don't force yourself into it. I'm a morning person. All the events I go to are the 7:30 to 9 a.m. ones because I know people
do it before work and all of that. Okay, so what if they can't go to events? What is like another top thing that they should do if they can't attend? Or if they could only attend one?
Great question. So there's a lot of online resources. I'll use the SBA as an example. Their online directory is incredible. As a digital marketing company, I truly appreciate the online power of the SBA website. So utilizing that for our business and the clients we work with in terms of all of the benefits the SBA offers online.
Does that offer them, let's say they're listed on that online searching, that's going to go back into some of your expertise at Proceed. How does that help them in their search capacity for people to find their businesses? Will that help them?
It would. It's all about increasing your visibility. So no matter what you're doing, you want your visibility to increase, and that's going to create new traffic, and that's going to create new lead opportunities. And having the ability to utilize an online profile, again, using the SBA as an example, which has a robust list of businesses in their directory and a page that allows you to write more about your business. I mean, I've heard examples of, I'll use a videographer, for example. He gets consistent leads from the SBA website because it's only him and one other business, and people need videographers. So they'll go on, look for somebody local, find them, call them.
Right. So people want to go who they trust, and typically they trust their local chamber of commerce.
And it's easy to work with somebody that's part of the SBA because they're going to be there after a year or two. Or, for example, we work with Divine Signs and they work with us because I know Jeff Miller's been here for 20 years and he'll probably be here for the next 20 years. And the same thing with us. It's the consistency and the care and the energy that goes into the community from these business owners is just the reliability that people look for.
So what other tips? So what I'm hearing is go to events. There's online. What about volunteer? I mean, is that anything that you recommend? And since them doing when they start or?
Possibly. So if they're struggling with events, volunteering is a great alternative, but it's what's your time commitment? If it's a larger company, so let's start with the owner-operator. Owner-operators, limited time, they should prioritize at least one event a month. If they can't make it to any, at least looking at the SBA and finding some key businesses they want to be introduced to and utilizing the SBA to say, hey, or local chambers to say, can you introduce me to these businesses?
Because that's what we're here for, connecting people.
Yes. And then let's talk about the largest business. If it's a nationwide Comcast or Mitsumi, these businesses are massive, massive businesses, and you're wondering how can they utilize.
How could they get into it?
Yeah, and it's finding those events because the SBA events aren't open to just one person in a company. It's open to the company. So there's events that relate to more than the core group of team members.
Or the topic that they're talking about or whatever.
Because there's trainings going on by the SBA. Illinois has an annual sexual harassment certification that your company has to go through, and the SBA offers that. It's the resources that come in from the chamber. And honestly, if you're sitting here listening to this and you're like, well, I don't even know where to start, just ask your local chamber. I know if you are an SBA member and you're wondering how you can utilize this, there's team members here that would sit down and just explain to you exactly how to utilize the benefits. So there's a lot local chambers offer. Using the SBA as an example, there's like 5 major buckets. So find the things that fit your business best.
So I know you've taken advantage of all the wealth of opportunities here. And again, I feel so blessed to be part of the magic that you've made here and that we continue to make now. As we wrap up your final year as board chairman, what accomplishments are you the most proud of, Patrick?
The first one is sitting right in front of me. So
you're sweet. Okay, I did not pay him to say that, everybody.
It's changing the emotional, mental, physical leader of a chamber is not an easy thing, and doing it in a timely fashion is also a big undertaking, and finding somebody that can come in and continue to lead the SBA into the future was a massive accomplishment. An accomplishment I started the year.
I know it was an unexpected.
It was
one.
unexpected.
Yeah.
The other accomplishment that we're focused on currently is the SBA has built up significant reserves that we're looking at how to reinvest in the community. And that's already been reflected in some of our big name speakers from 2024. We had Dan Hampton come, Terry Savage, finding new ways to invest in the community with this fund that the SBA has built up is a major focus. And creating a process, very process-oriented on my end, creating this consistent process that now future chairmen can take over and put into place to help the SBA utilize these funds for the benefit of the Schaumburg community.
And moving forward. Well, and I'll tell you one that you might not mention, but I've been told by so many people, obviously just starting here as a new chamber president, I am so impressed by the processes that have been put in place. And I know ambassadors, you were the ambassador chairman for several years, and I know we have a new chair now, but I'm just amazed. Could you talk a little bit more? Because I really think the ambassador program that you helped develop, along with many other volunteers, really sets Schaumburg business apart. What was the mentality and the processes for that, and how did it get to where it is today? I guess let's back up. First, explain what it is for our listeners, and then I'd love to hear what your secret to success was.
So the ambassadors of the SBA is a group of around 15 of us who are part of the SBA. We have our own businesses or are part of other businesses. We don't work for the SBA. And our goal is to introduce new members to the Schaumburg Business Association. So the SBA team is incredible. It's also a handful of them. And on average, every month, there's 20 to 30 new companies joining. So a big undertaking to introduce them to the...
Because that does not happen at your local chamber.
No.
It's incredible.
No, and the ambassadors are there as an additional layer of support to create that initial connection of, hey, I'm part of the SBA, you're new to the SBA, how can I help you? And even when I joined Proceed, I had my own ambassador, and I was pleasantly surprised and a little shocked when the first thing they asked me is, day one, how can I help your business? Who can I introduce you to? What's your ideal client? How can I help grow and utilize this membership to your benefit? Which was incredible to hear, because sometimes when you join an organization, you're confused or don't know where to go.
Right, and the staff is limited because they only have so much time. And the fact that you all volunteer and actually are, once a new member joins, you are right there, their partner, helping them at events, introducing them. It's incredible. And you all do it. Mm-hmm. You walk the talk. How did you get that? I mean, how did this group, is it hard to be an ambassador? Like, is there procedures in place that you put to pick the people that we have here?
So the ambassadors started long before my time. So they've done a great job of picking out great members of the SBA that would become great ambassadors, that show up to events already, that engage members regardless of what their title is or if they're an ambassador. When I joined, I just realized just focusing in on the measurables of the ambassadors. So we're reaching out to tens of businesses a month, hundreds a year. There's 15 ambassadors. Everybody does it their own way, which is great. But having some measurable of, hey, have we reached out to everybody? Is everybody supported? Are there any issues? That's the key, because there's one or two. You don't want, my biggest fear when I was leading the ambassadors is, we're going to do great with 99% of new members. We're going to let a few slip through the cracks. And having the processes in place to catch those, and then the processes in place of when we're engaging new members, what are we talking to them about? Are they supported? Are they showing up to events? Because we know once a company joins, if they show up to 2 events and they update their profile and they do certain things, they're going to be hooked, and they're going to see value out of it. The worst thing somebody can do is join a chamber, pay for it, not do anything all year, and then say, wow, that ROI wasn't there. Well, of course it wasn't.
Right,
but
you get what you put in.
You get what you put in, but the investment is minimal compared to the benefits, as long as you have those initial steps, which is what the ambassadors are trained to do. We understand, and sometimes it's kind of like the parent and then the parent's friend of, you can tell your kids something and they might not listen to you, but then if your parent's friend tells them the same thing, now it's...
They'll listen.
They'll listen. So now it's like, hey, I'm another business owner, you're a business owner, here's what I recommend. You should show up to events, and now they're getting a sense of, it's not through the SBA team of, here's the benefits you're going to see, but through a business where I've experienced it and I know what they're going to see.
Yeah. Well, you've definitely laid a lot of foundation, and I know this is a collaborative effort, because that's part of being a part of a group that's bigger than yourself. And I don't know, I'm always hearing, like I've been hearing you talking, you get what you give in. And that's how people are successful sometimes when they're with a chamber. I mean, and I feel like you follow that philosophy.
I agree. When I started, I had not all the time in the world, but more time than I do now. So I prioritize going to as many events as possible, meeting as many people as possible. And now as I've evolved in my career, we've hired people to do that as well. So just making sure people are going there, meeting people. The SBA is incredible. I mean, every month there's a speaker where you hear about somebody doing something new, or we had radio flyers, chief innovation officer, happiness, one of the top levels come in. And it's something where you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, radio flyers, this nationwide company that everybody knows, they're Red Wagon, and now they have a store, their first store, physical store in Woodfield Mall, and then their leadership dedicates time to come here and talk to us. So it's these things of, why wouldn't you utilize this? It's in your community. It's right here, and it's learning. And even the annual mayoral State of Schaumburg address, where you're hearing about every January, and you're hearing about things of like, oh, hey, what's getting built? What's coming up? What am I excited for? Like, you're hearing about things that are going to come to fruition in a year or two from now, but you're hearing about it now of like, this is the vision.
Because you're part of this particular Chamber of Commerce or wherever the chamber.
Yes.
So true.
And we're incredibly fortunate. The community's growing. There's new businesses every month. There's these incredible stories. I mean, Mario Tricocci came. I'm thinking about all these people that came to present, just dedicated their time to come and talk to the Schaumburg community. And they're these nationwide powerhouses where they started here, and you get to hear their story. You can connect with them because, yes, they went to your local high school and they were here when you were growing up, and it's incredible to hear.
Yeah, we definitely, you all, our members, have made magic happen here. So you've been a part of it for 10 years. Do you have any inspiring story or any particular story that happened that where Proceed got a client? You don't have to mention what client, or anything that really happened as a result for the business?
Of course. A lot of the businesses we work with are part of the chamber, and we use them, the work that they do, and they use us because they know they can trust us. They know we're in the community. I always tell them, if you're happy or if you're upset, you know where to find us. We're not going anywhere. We're not some sales rep in Colorado or Florida.
Especially for digital. It's good to have a local connection.
And we understand what works in our community. So it's doubly as beneficial when we can work with somebody that's interesting, that's doing things on the cutting edge, or that's doing something consistent that they've been doing for 20 years, and then helping them grow their business. It's just 1 + 1 = 100 because they're already doing something great. And people are already looking for what they're doing, and just connecting those people with those businesses. And there's been numerous businesses within the SBA that we've worked with now for a tremendous amount of time, and we've seen their business grow. They've seen us grow. I always tell our clients, I want a win-win. I want you to be happy. I want you to see great ROI and invest more in us. And I want our business to grow. That's not a secret. It's we're going to work together, and we're going to succeed together, and we're going to get from where we were in 2007, where we started with 2 people in this tiny business where we're hoping, hey, is this going to work? People need this, but are we the best people to do it? To now we're doing things.
AI. You're training a packed-filled 100 people on AI in our local. I mean, you guys are amazing.
It's incredible. It's incredible. And it's just the consistency. And my word of advice is, my time with the SBA was a little bit of hard work and a little bit of luck and a lot of just consistency, where you keep showing up to events. And even for the ambassadors, I mean, give big shout out to Rich for inviting me to be an ambassador. And then for Charlie, who was the head of the ambassadors at the time, that called me. It was like December 22nd. He's like, hey, I'm actually not going to be an ambassador next year. Do you want to lead it? Something where I couldn't have planned that, but that luck allowed me to lead the ambassadors for 2 years. And then Ted inviting me to be the chair president. All of these things you can't plan out, but you can plan to be consistent.
What you give, Patrick. Thank you for thanking us. But again, we're the lucky ones to have companies like yourself and many others that are part of the chamber. So I know people see that you're an expert. They're wanting to get in touch with Proceed Innovative. How can they get in touch with you? Are you reachable, obviously, by email, by your website? Give a shout out about the business.
So if you're listening to this and you feel motivated, you can call me directly. My number is 224-623-9672. If you'd like to learn more, our website's a great place to start. That's just going to be proceedinnovative.com. We're based out of Schaumburg. And I love to meet new businesses, meet new business owners that have been doing it successfully for 20 plus years, and just getting to know them, getting to know their business, and helping them achieve more through what online has to offer.
Which is so much. Well, Patrick, thank you so much for sharing all this great insights, not only on your business, but with SBA. Again, your passionate commitment to the Schaumburg business community is just incredible. And again, to all our listeners out there, thank you for tuning into this episode of Schaumburg Speaks. Make sure to spread the word and subscribe so you never miss the latest buzz from our community and what's happening at the SBA. And we'll be back, promise, with more inspiring stories, local business highlights, and community updates. I guess until next time, Patrick, let's keep supporting local, stay engaged, and together we'll build a thriving Schaumburg business community.